Today we want to speak about the network. What is the network? Why we must use the network, basic structure, application, and all components in the one network. We want to explain it in this video. Actually, what is the network? Today, if you have the one client or the one devices like a tablet, your cell phone, your PC, you want to connect to the internet. Internet is the one international network. Actually, you want to share the data between these computers. If you search something in the Google, actually you send some packets or data to the server of the Google, and after that they send back the data as you want and you search it. All of the social media like as the WhatsApp or TikTok or Telegram, all of them use the one big network, and of course they have the one data centers and data management system like that we say it in the network is the server, and the other client like as your cell phone or your PC can use this data. The one of the other hot topic today is cloud computing. Cloud computing, as you know better than me, today's the size of the data is too much and they need the very strong and powerful processors. The price of these processors is too much. So some of the companies, they make it and they buy and they prepare the one strong PC and they share the power with the other users. Of course, you must to rent, and of course they related to you how much the processor and how much about the size of the data you needed that you rented on the cloud computer actually. So based on this video that you can see it now, you have many computers that's connected to the one center computers. These computers actually are the users. In the network we say that the client is the just user and they use the data that provided by the server. Server use the all management between the users and they define and get the permission which kind of the users or client can use which kind of the data on the server. So the permission and the permission, the management of the whole of the network is based on the server setting actually.
Another example is on Amazon. Maybe you are ordering something from the Amazon. For example, I bought a module from the Amazon, or also I have bought socks from the eBay. All of them needs a network. For example, another thing, we have the online banking to check your account from another country, you need to a network to do all of them. Or maybe you need to purchase something online from, for example, Expedia. You are using the e-commerce. E-commerce is based on the network. Another one, when you have a remote job, maybe you are working from your home, you need to collaborate with your colleagues or your peers. As a result, you need to have the network. Another thing, we have the IOT, the smart home. The IoT and smart home needs to have the network, because maybe you are on a vacation, you need to control your home, you need to manage your devices, you need to control it from the Wi-Fi and networking. And also for the gaming, some people are doing the online gaming, they are again using the network. All of those are example of the networking. But what are the basic of it? Because before, two computers couldn't connect to each other. For example, when you buy a computer from company A, it couldn't connect to the computer from company B. Because they didn't have any policy, any law underneath. As a result, they came up with the OSI model.
So OSI model have the 7 layers actually. From the top is the application layer and the end is the physical layer. All of the cables and antenna or anything that's related to the hardware is connected to the physical layer. And any application like as for example Telegram or WhatsApp are the application layer, and this model actually prepare the data for you until the end that's sent by the wireless or LAN or the cable or fiber optics to the other computers. For example, if you imagine somebody want to send one email to the one addresses. So this data, like as the characters, should be prepared, conversion at some addresses and security and some things like this. Next, from your telephone line, send to the other countries that you by the inputting the username and password can connect to this data center like as the ISP or internet service provider that you extract your data like as the email.
In this video, we are going to mostly talk about the transport layer and network layer. What is the computer networking? The computer networking is the server with the multiple devices. The server is not a really big computer, it's just a regular computer, just we design it to manage all of the data, to choose which computer should receive the specific data or not. And we have multiple clients. The clients is connected to the server. Also, it can be interconnected. It means multiple devices, they are connecting to each other and they are making nodes, which we are usually mostly using in our IoT devices.
Okay, IoT is the processors and the sensors that managed by the one small computers like as the Raspberry Pi. Each node can be one sensors or based on the one Wi-Fi or radio frequency send the data on the servers. This node can be like as the one station in the end of the network or intermediate between the nodes and get the data and send it again. And we say this kind of the nodes like as the access points. And all of the data can be monitored on your cell phone, your tablet, or you can access this data remotely in other country.
Computer network can be as small as connecting two computers together via the Ethernet. So I have used the Raspberry Pi here. We have prepared the Raspberry Pi video before for you. You just know that you can use the Raspberry Pi as a small computer, or also you can use another computer to connect it with the Ethernet cable, two computers together, or it can be really big networking with a multiple computer connected together. But what's the backbone of it? What is the internet? Now we need to know what is the internet here. The internet, just think about the country. The country has a really big freeway. That freeway is connecting two parts of the country together, and we have multiple servers. These multiple servers are a smaller freeway joined to the bigger one. Exchange all of those data. They need the IP. They need to have the address. They need to have the IP address.
What is the actually internet protocols or IP? Any addresses based on your country, your states, and your city is defined by the IP or internet protocols. We have the two kind of the IP. Actually, the server set the one name on each computers that after that they call by this name. We have the two kind of the IP. One of them is the statics and one of them is the dynamic.
With this IP address, these two devices, the sender and receiver, they know each other and they know their servers, they're connected together. So as a result, they know which direction the data should go. Just as a postman, when it's come, it needs to have a complete address. And just imagine here you have the internet and you have the server here. You have multiple modems over here and each of them have the number. When this server or modem is actually number 2, these two are connected, these two clients are connected, they have number 2 over here. It means they're connected to the server number 2. And the number after that is showing us how many clients are getting connected here. So what's the IP address? What are these numbers coming from? As we know, the computer are working with the binary numbers 1 and 0. As a result, we need to convert it to the number which we understand it better. The IP address is made up of 32-digit numbers, 4 groups of 8 numbers, and it will give us this number. And another thing, for example, for the IP address, every website have some IP address related to themselves. Just think as a phone book. On the phone book, you don't just memorize every number. You just have name for it. Here, for example, for the number 74, 125, 44, 25, you have the name Yahoo. If you just search it on a web page, Yahoo, it will come, and this is the IP address for them. For the Microsoft and for the Cisco, it's the same thing. It is called a DNS.
What is the MAC address actually? MAC address is the one permanent address for the each components, like as the network adapters or modems or PCs, everything that you want to connect to the internet or the one local LAN actually have the MAC address. So the MAC address is permanently and cannot be changed in any devices that have and related to the network.
Till now we have talked about the IP address, the MAC address, and how is the data is going to be exchanged. But we need some devices like routers, like as modem or hub, that exchange all of those information for us, and they will make sure that they are choosing the shortest way to get to the receiver.
So in the one big actually the network, we need some hardware devices. One of them is the hub, one of them is the router, one of them is the modem, and of course the network adapters. And what's the difference between them? And what is the, for example, the one switch in the network? As you know better than me, there are the many cameras now, they're working with the IP, and all of these components that I told you is related to the all components that working with the IP and the network. And what is the difference between them? I will explain it now.
Hub is a device that are using the Ethernet to connect the devices. But the hub is just sending all the information to all the devices, no matter which information is related to which device. It is just sending to as many as devices is connected to it. But the switch is working based on the MAC address. As we have told you before, the MAC address is the identification card for each devices. And when the device is connected, so the switch based on that knows which information is related to which device, and it doesn't waste all the information by sending it continuously to all the devices is connected to it. The other one is the router one. We have the router is working based on the IP address, so is know which device should the information go. But what's the differences between the modem and the router? The router is actually should be placed after the modem, But in most cases, when you are buying your modem from the ISP, it has also modem, router and switch, all of them in that package, and you don't need to purchase it separately.
So actually, what is the modem? Modem is the one connector from your LAN to the internet to using the data. The modem has the modulation and of course demodulation. And what is the modem? Modem is the one connector of your network to the internet. Actually, when you send the data by the your cell phone or tablet to the modem, this data is like as the analog, and this data should be modulated from your cell phone, and the network, they get it, extract the data and put it on the network to the data center that you use it. Some of the modems actually they can connect to the GSM, and directly you can use the one SIM card, put it to the use it the data anywhere and anytime actually.
All of this information should be located in the packet data. In the packet data, we have, for example, all the information related to different layers. For example, we have talked about the MAC address and IP address, you know it by now. But for the TCP and UDP, the differences between them is that the TCP is sending the acknowledgement. It means it makes sure that the other device is connected and is getting all the messages. But for the UDP actually is not doing that. It's fire and forget. It just keeps sending and data no matter the receiver is get it or not. If you have used the Wi-Fi module or the Bluetooth module, you know you have the choice for the TCP and UDP based on your project. You can choose whether you want which protocol to be used. We have also the HTTP. The HTTP, when you search on the web page, you have the HTTPS. The HTTPS is make sure that all the information are encrypted and you are secured. Your information are secured. Another type is the FTP. FTP is used when you are doing the file transfer. The other one is DHCP. DHCP is related to the dynamic IP address. You can access it by the command prompt.
So there is the many networks like as the PAN, LAN, WLAN, CAN, MAN, SAN and WAN. Actually, first of all is the personal area network. This one is the simplest one, and you connected some network to each other, and based on what is the infrastructure between them, actually you can, for example, if you use the wireless, of course the name of these networks can be changed. And as you can see, wireless local area network, all of these users can connect it wireless based on the Wi-Fi, or sometimes is Bluetooth, and the most of time is the Wi-Fi.
Campus area network is that when we are connecting the two different big offices together. For example, we have the one office in one other side and the other one, we want to connect them wirelessly. We are using the CAN. And the next one, when we have the MAN, there is a metropolitan, so it's related to the city, and we have the SAN, which is related to the storage area, and also we have the WLAN, which include all of those CAN, LAN, MAN, all of them in the wide geographic one, and they, like as a continent, all of them are connected.
So what is actually the cloud computing? Now they are the very strong computers that share the process between the many centers and users. For example, one weather station for the analyzed data needed too much power from the one processors. For example, some centers like for example, I say to you, the police office, post office, and other ones can use. For example, they share these processors by the time or by the they can analyze it same time. So this one is the one of the advantage of the cloud computing. We can share your program like as the Microsoft Office 3065 or Dropbox or something like this. And the size of your storage can be shared, power of the processors. Actually, nowadays, these cloud computers is very useful and you can rent based on your data, your storage, and how much processor you need. Some of these cloud computers have their own app and they process anything. They have the many apps like as the MATLAB or the Python to analyze your data online without you have the strong computers. Just with your username and passwords connect to this app or the server and you can do all of analyze, and after that you download the data actually. So thank you so much that you see this video until the end. Please support us with your like and your subscription. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this video.